Divinity Lost explores mature and often graphic themes, including extreme violence, gore, drugs, sexuality, mental illness, difficult social and political themes, and human suffering. Some viewers, okay, a whole lot of viewers may find this content disturbing. Since we're not able to honor an X card on pre-recorded content, viewer discretion is strongly advised. We have a ton of content on our channel for those with less extreme tastes, so if this kind of horror isn't for you, please browse our other games.
Close your eyes, Tara. Little drops of blood. They fall one by one. Tiny red beads disappearing into the warm bathwater. Already clouded with that lavender soap and the grime of a little girl's day at play. Faint traces of marker ink still smudged on her little fingers. The girl watches, fascinated and slightly afraid as the pinkish hue spreads around her knees. She'd only wanted to be grown up, to mimic a woman's ritual. The smooth glide of a razor, a child's first blush of intimacy. But now, and not for the last time, she realizes that adulthood isn't just about pretending. It's about hurt. It's about fear. It's about secrets. Secrets are just another kind of memory. And that was a long time ago.
The camera opens on Carter, sitting alone in the kitchen, small in the hollow quiet at a table meant to seat a family of 6. The hum of the refrigerator is the only sound, a low drone punctured occasionally by Carter's sobs or her frustrated screams. The tabletop is littered with empty Monster cans and half-drained whiskey bottles, the cold glow of a laptop casting pale light on her face. She's curled into her father's hoodie, which swallows her, knees pulled tight against her chest. It hangs long, frayed, still carrying the faint smell of him, no matter how many washes it endures. His watch hides beneath the sleeve at her wrist, weighty with secrets. Around her neck, his wedding band swings gently on a chain. She turns it over and over in her fingers, sometimes slipping it onto her ring finger without even realizing. The house is too quiet. Even Grandma's presence feels distant, tucked away in her suite. There's just Carter, her pen scratching steadily in her journal, using the simple substitution code she and Maya had invented when they were 8. Back then, it was a child's game that they pretended would protect their little girl's secrets from older siblings. Now she clings to the cipher out of habit, as if it really does possess the power of hiding her shameful truths. And then, in the hush of the kitchen, her voice begins. Quiet, uneven, the words she never says out loud. My body is humming with jittery exhaustion, whiskey still in my blood, monster on my tongue, every nerve raw. My head loops in the fading light in Dawkins' eyes, his unresponsive form, the sound of my fist pounding on his chest until everything went black. And then that other face from long ago, smiling wrong in the dark. I'm suspended, I'm humiliated, furious, yet more terrified of myself than anyone else. Quentin's out there too, reckless, intrusive, the only other one who saw what happened. I don't know if I trust him. I don't know if I trust anyone, but part of me keeps watching for him anyway. I know the cracks are showing. I know I'm unraveling. But I keep telling myself, lying to myself, that if I can just find the footage, the truth, something, I'll pull it together. Tomorrow. Always tomorrow. Today, I'm holding on by grit and rage alone.
What is your truth, Carter? What is this thing that you call truth And where in your little girl mind have you ever known it? Really? Can you answer that for me?
I do you want to know?
I do want to know. Because if you don't know when you've known the truth, how will you know it when you see it again? What happened in that apartment? Why can't you let go of it? It was only 2 days ago now. It's taken your career so far. Perhaps. And look at you. Look around. What does a camera see as we look around? What kind of mess have you left? Are you
Whiskey
proud?
bottles
Are you proud?
raided my dad's stash. Gatorade. 50 Doritos bags.
Nutrition.
Snacks.
As you're sitting there at this table, scrawling in that cipher, which admittedly is impressive, there's a Post-it note on the table. You'd put it there to remind yourself of something important, something that you can't escape. Even more than these memories that you're trying to hide from, and that fucking bottle is the appointment that you have with the chief of police this morning.
Yep. Sure, that's gonna go great.
You have some time. Not much. Enough time for a bath, maybe. What do you do? It's been hard to hide from the reality, considering that not much happens around here to make news. So, when an elderly woman dies in police custody, it makes newspapers and blogs and radio stations. There's been reporters outside of your house, Carter. And now you're drunk. Or close to it. What are you going to do?
Wouldn't be.
Who indeed?
I stopped drinking a few hours ago.
Let's go ahead and roll for your disadvantage. And your thing. Yeah, your disadvantage. See what see what the future holds for you.
Let's see if I can find my character sheet. Here we go. You're talking about my first one, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I forgot you had all those things.
Public or GM?
Yeah, sure. Up to you.
Mods?
No.
Any modifiers? No.
Ooh, that's a shame. So, Carter, we find you now having left the kitchen, left your journal lying face up, open. No one can read it anyway. You're standing at the pedestal sink of your restroom, your small apartment, looking at yourself in the mirror, your black eye, you're tired and haggard. And you've got that pill bottle in your hand, and before you know it, those pills are in your palm. It's like you just didn't even realize you were doing it. What do? Maybe they'll help.
I count them. I weigh them in my hand.
They're heavy.
Going from one hand to the other.
Yeah. They clack together, just like a little, yeah.
Like a fidget toy.
Mm-hmm. Do you take
I
them?
hold them, wrap my hand around them. Look at myself hard in the mirror.
You see her looking back at you. She's always looking back at you, Carter. Ever since you saw her face, that old fucking woman is staring right back at you.
No, you were dead. You were already dead.
She smiles.
I look away. It's tightening around the pills. My hand goes to the necklace, to the ring.
What is it?
The ring? This is my dad's wedding ring.
It's warm. It's been against your chest. Which, ironically, your heart's beating kind of heavily. He would understand, you think to yourself. You're not going to resist this addiction today. How many pills do you take, Carter?
I check the watch. I do the math.
Okay. Just enough.
How many hours has it been? And I can take another dose. The prescriptions have gotten closer and closer together. I have been very strict with myself up to this point about not exceeding the dosage, not drinking on top of the drugs. I've been very strict with myself until yesterday. That was bad. That was bad. I have to get back into the discipline. I look at myself in the mirror again. You have to go to the station. You have to pull yourself together.
Make a keep it together roll.
Yeah.
I'll buy you some time if you're successful. Wow. The vision staring back at you is not the old woman. Something worse. It's a broken woman. When you put that badge on for the first time, you felt a kind of pride that you'd not felt in a very long time. And just in a short couple of days, you've felt that slip away. You think you can hold out until after this meeting, but if anything challenges you, you're going to have to slip away and dose up. What do you do?
I take 2 of the pills.
Okay.
And place them on the counter. Put the rest of the pills back in the bottle.
You do.
Put them in the medicine cabinet.
You put them back in there and you close the mirror, half expecting to see something unpleasant staring back at you. And the black eye notwithstanding, at least it's not Mildred or Dawkins or any of the other ghosts that have been haunting you since you came home 2 days ago. You're running out of time, though. You've got to do something. You can imagine that the captain's going to be fairly frustrated. He's refrained from contact. You were suspended, of course. Your weapon was taken, and an appointment was made for you to go home and get yourself together. So get yourself together, Carter.
I say quietly, out loud, yes, sir. Because it's my dad's voice that's talking to me right now.
Nice. So you clean yourself up? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. And then I clean myself up.
Yeah.
Take a shower. Blow dry my hair. And then as I'm towel drying my hair, putting on some moisturizer, like you do. I'm going to look at the black eye in the mirror. already starting to yellow a little bit. It's amazing. It's been a day and a half, and my body is already working to hide these scars, these newest scars.
And just tuck them away with the rest of them, maybe?
As if they ever go away.
Especially not this one. Because as you so plainly pointed out, there's a truth to be found. You get ready. It's a ritual that you're familiar enough with. You're comfortable. You know, you're still upset, sniffling to some degree. And as you walk past the empty bottle in the kitchen and, it's kind of turned over on its side now. Maybe you just smacked it aside absently or whatever. When you got up to go take your pills, you find a strength and a peace in being clean and dressed, put together. But there's this angst creeping inside of you. That feeling that you get when you're going to the principal's office or, well, worse. Do you head to the station?
How much time do I have?
Time for a coffee, maybe. Something like that.
I go to first of all, I brush my teeth about 6 times. Chew a couple Tums.
Delicious.
And I go to the good donut store, the good coffee shop. The one that the chief likes.
Mickey's Donuts.
I get 2 donuts. One is my favorite, Bavarian cream, and one is his, an apple fritter.
You remember something of coming here with Dawkins and your father. The artisanal donuts include inside jokes. They have one called the Cock and Balls, which is, well, shaped as you might imagine. You may have been 12. And your dad couldn't look at you after the 2 of you saw that at the same time. The clerk laughed. This town's too small. You can't escape these memories, Carter. The clerk hands you your donut without a fanfare, just kind of puts it in a little piece of paper and gives you a nice cup of coffee. Awkwardly looking at you as a kind of ginger kid, with sort of hawkish features, obviously aware of who you are. It's a small town. You are considered for the moment someone who killed an elderly woman suffering from an episode of dementia. And that'll be $4.63.
I pull a 5 out of my pocket.
Yeah, takes the cash, straightens it out. He struggles for a second, right, handling cash these days, even back in 2015, right? So he gives you your change, of course.
I drop it into the tip jar with another single.
Not making eye contact. Thanks. Have a good day. Or whatever, he says.
Thanks, Robbie. Look out.
He watches you walk out the door. Go back to your car. It's not a whole lot of people out. It's a fairly small town, right? It's, I don't know, that like 3 stoplights kind of thing. The coffee's good. It's one thing that you always look forward to as a child about being a cop, as you get free coffee, right? Not these days. Tell me about the drive to the station. That last 3 blocks.
It takes 2 minutes, but it takes 2 hours. All kinds of scenarios play in my head. In that way, the simultaneous movies playing snippets of words, imagined responses, always the worst version of anything that could possibly happen. No exoneration, no understanding.
You pull up into the parking lot. It's an old brick building, one story. Very small, really. Well, I'm sorry, it's 2 stories. Well, I lied. I had to think about that for a second. You pull up in the parking lot. There's a couple of squad cars there, and then one kind of around the back. It's older, in bad repair. The trash cans are pretty full. People are lazy around here, really. You get out, and you approach the door, and I show you a map. It's not super important to have the map, but useful, I guess, in some ways. Let me adjust the view for the stream. So Carter, you walk into this old police station, and of course, as you might imagine, you can see the Roll20, I'm assuming, right, Sarah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Oop, mine went away. So, sitting here at the front desk is Jane King, sweet old lady, church choir. She's old, right? She probably shouldn't still be working. Voice of an angel. Sweetest person on the planet. She has a severe expression on her face as you walk in, but seeing your state, she softens a little. Well, hello, dear.
Hey, Jane.
You doing okay?
No.
Yeah. Well, just know that the Lord's watching over you, and even though it may not seem like it right now, He'll help you find a way through this. You just have to have a little faith.
Faith. I brush aside the biblical references and I say, got any news on Doc?
She looks around. Not the best news. They took him from the hospital up to the sanitarium. Not good. He's gonna live, I guess. They're saying that they don't think it's a disease. Well, I don't know. Heavens, I don't know. I've been praying about it ever since. But he's not himself. I overheard that much.
I don't know what to say.
No. Sometimes it's best we don't say anything, that we just put our face into the wind and walk and know that the Lord's walking next to us. You're there, you're kind of like leaning on the big table there, and she puts her kind of arthritic hand on yours. She's got a huge wedding ring. You know, her husband died years ago. Faith is sometimes all we have. Why don't you sit down and let me see if the captain's ready for you? Or go get yourself, well, I see you've got a coffee. She kind of chuckles just a little bit. She gets up, she's stooped, right? She's one of those that didn't get the memo about calcium for sure. But she's feisty. She walks around through her little swinging door thing, and then kind of makes her way. Oh shit, I can't do that from here. I got to do that over here. Sorry. Makes her way through these doors. You hear on the other side a couple of voices that you're familiar with. Those would be officers Eddie Ballmer and Keith Jepson. Both of them are misogynistic pricks on a good day. So that's good. They're here. There's some laughing, some noises, and you hear what a muffled scolding, let's say, as Jane heads off. What are you thinking as you sit there?
More of the dialogue, the imagined dialogue.
Yeah.
Thinking about what Jane said about faith and being in the Lord's hands.
And as you say that, you almost hear a snicker. It's as if on command you've conjured up a memory of that moment, of the horrendous squeal that it wasn't Mildred, it was a creature, whatever it was, that the thing that tore her husband apart and the thing that took Dawkins away from you. It's as if you stirred the pot with it just a little bit.
I squeeze my eyes tight against that memory. I try to think of something pleasant, but
the pleasantness is Jane's voice as she returns. Carter, he'll see you now. Go on in. You know where he is. And you should be able to move your token if you want to move around or whatever, do a jig. She moves back to her desk.
Nope.
You can't? Hang on. Let me have a look at that.
Wait, there I am.
You found you? Okay, yeah, I see you moving. So you're moving it or the Lord is, one of the two.
Where am I?
So it's the office there. You've got to go through the bullpen, which is always fun.
So I got to go back here?
Yeah, exactly. So you kind of move in. The bullpen typically smells like chewing tobacco and old coffee. Coffee machine is always on and often has burnt the pot's contents down to that, like, brittle, coffee brittle or whatever. So as you're kind of walking in, you hear Balmer say, it's as if he's mid-sentence, and he's like, "Yeah, next time Nana acts up on bingo night, I'm calling Carter and, geez, Carter, I didn't see you there. Ooh, that's quite a shiner."
Just give him a look and keep going.
You keep moving. Jepson speaks up and, "Yeah, I heard the corpse is still glowing. You got it good there, Carter." Did you use up the whole battery? You open the door. The chief, the captain there, is a very severe-looking individual. Handsome, but very severe. Let's give us a blown-up view of the captain. Samuel Barker is his name. He is incredibly seasoned, let's say. Is that a good? Yeah, that's a good spot. As you walk in, he stands. "Sullivan, shut the door."
Shut the door.
He's looking you over. "The shiner all you got to remember that night by?"
You mean?
You know what the fuck I mean. I'm asking if you're all right.
Nope, I'm not all right. The hell?
Yeah, what the hell indeed.
I throw the donut bag on his desk.
You throw the donut bag. He throws down an iPad with a, and I think it's in your handouts, but he throws down an iPad, like almost as if he had been waiting for that very moment. And it is there it is, show to players. Bing. He tosses that in front of you. "I lost my appetite 2 fucking days ago. Why don't you sit down and tell me exactly what happened? Your report reads like a fucking comic book. You were a gibbering idiot that night. Now, I get that's your first situation, but we got a dead elderly woman on our hands, no body camera footage, just some really shitty audio of what sounded like a fucking wrestling match." You can hear.
What happened to Dawkins' body cam?
It was covered in vomit or something. Apparently that much is in pathology. Latest update was apparently part of that was the stomach contents of the woman who had been eating her fucking husband, Sullivan. Husband maybe died. She had some kind of meltdown and starts to consume his body. You come in, zap her to death. Real good. Nice first night out. Now I've got an officer that, hell, I don't even know. So why don't we back it up and you just tell me what the hell really happened in that apartment?
I will tell you everything that I know. And I hope that today I am more coherent than I was a day and a half ago, but I doubt that any material information that I will provide has changed.
Something's going to have to change. Michael and Renee Sellers, the family of Mildred Sellers, by the way, Michael's an attorney, are mounting a lawsuit against the police department. We were about to celebrate our first new officer in 25 years, and I'm struggling to figure out exactly how it is that I made the right decision in signing your instatement papers.
What is it that you're accusing me of? You think I just went taser happy on an old lady?
I don't think you have to be happy. I think you tased an old lady without thinking about the risks. I don't have.
Sound like me?
If there was some footage that would corroborate your story, other than
sound like me, sir.
I don't know what sounds like you.
How many years have you known me?
How many?
Does that sound like me?
I knew a child. I've known a police officer for one day, and she fucked up her first day. So let's just be real. This isn't about the past. This isn't about barbecues and family. This is serious shit, Sullivan. I mean, I would love to be able to defend you. Give me something to help me defend you. I've got fucking suits walking around my hallways that I've never seen before. I'm reading newspaper articles and blog posts that I could never have imagined that paints a picture that you're batshit crazy, tasing old ladies. Obviously, that's not you. Or is it? Tell me about the drug report.
The what report?
Tell me about your toxicology report, your blood test. Tell me about it. What do you think?
Anything that's in my blood is a prescription medication for which I am under medical supervision and taking appropriately.
Could you have had an allergic reaction or something?
A, don't feel that I acted out of reason, and B, I would ask the physicians about that. There were two other people there that night. What did they say?
What, your buddy, your buddy, the vlogger? Who
he's not my buddy. I never met him before the other day.
Surrendered his phone, which is ironically pretty much empty with most data. I'd guess it's probably a burner, but we can't prove that. So if there was footage, Carter, to validate whatever happened, he might have stuck it up his ass, but we don't have it.
What does he say? He's an eyewitness that I never met before 2 days ago. He's not my friend.
Some of the elements of his story corroborate, well, let's just say, are congruent with what you said. Different perspective, of course.
Of course.
Why don't you rewind and tell me what's going on here? Give me something that I can sink my teeth into.
I don't know what's going on here. Sir, may I read my statement, or would you, from the other night, or would you like me to make a new statement?
Why don't you just rewind and tell it to me plain, and then I'll be happy to let you read what it was that you ranted about.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He leans back in his chair. His hand, you notice, is shaking. He's obviously bothered by this whole situation.
I am sure that you are aware of the prank that Dawkins set up for me earlier in the evening, yes?
Yes. Yeah. I'm also aware of the unusual arrangement City Council made with having the vlogger ride along with you.
Which is the occasion on which I met said vlogger. I've never met him before in my life.
Well, said vlogger knew a little bit more about you. Maybe from the media.
I believe I was told by Uncle Bill that and that I've heard around the station that this kid, Quentin, whatever his name is, has some experience with the police force. So I think he's probably heard about me from maybe some of you.
Yeah, that's probable. He kind of glances over your shoulder and just you're remembering some of the cat calls and the obvious kind of shit that goes on with the chauvinistic pigs you would be working with, right, on your first day in. So yeah, probably so. Okay.
So as we were leaving from that prank, we get a call. Dawkins is outside talking to this dude, forget what his name is now, patting him on the shoulder like a drinking buddy, and we get a call in, whatever it was, a well check, psychiatric well check. Dawkins gets to the car. I acknowledge the call. Dawkins gets to the car. I tell him about the call, ask him if it's another prank. He denies it. We head over. The report is that the concern was called in by a neighbor across the hall. So we go to the door. We don't hear a response. We hear television, can see some light through the curtain, but we can't really see anybody, and nobody's answering the door. So we knock on the neighbor's door, ask if she has a key, and she does. So we let ourselves in. It's dark except for the television. There's an immediate stench of death. I go left into the kitchen. There's food that is rotting, and there are cockroaches everywhere. And then Dawkins is behind me somewhere, and I turn and I see the hair of an older person over the back of the chair. We circle around and we see Mildred. She appears to be deceased. She has black goo coming out of her mouth as if she has vomited up blood, and it is coagulated. Some of it is still wet. There are no signs of life. She is skin and bones and the wrong color, and she smells like death. There's no pulse. We move to the bedroom where we find her husband. I believe I described the state of his body, missing pieces. There are bloody dog prints all over the bedspread and the floor. It looks like something's been eating him. I don't know whether it was the dog or someone or something else, and then back in the living room, this figure rises out of the chair and attacks us.
Attacks you.
Attacks it.
She might have weighed 73 pounds, Sullivan. Attacks you. You were in body armor and you had a gun. And how did she attack you?
She attacks us, and she starts vomiting this black goo all over Doc, and she's stronger than she looks. She shouldn't be that strong. We try to stop her. We can't. She's close. I don't want to shoot this woman. I tase her. But I don't want to shoot this 73-pound old lady that I thought was dead. So I tase her.
You tased an old woman who has numerous health problems, one of which is dementia, which, by the way, can cause most of the things that you just described. She was attacking
Officer Dawkins.
Were you not trained in physical defense?
I was not able. We tried non-weapon related intervention. It did not work.
I see here that you were decorated for some of the athletic challenges that you took part in the academy. You're going to tell me that...
Ask me for my story. This is my story.
It's sounding a little bit more like a Stephen King novel. That's my point.
It felt like more of a Stephen King novel.
Up to this point, I can understand what's happening here. You've got this woman, her husband dies, best we can tell. It wasn't clear the cause of death, as you can imagine. He dies. She goes crazy with grief. Then next thing you know, she starts to eat his body or the dog, and then her something. The vomit, clearly stomach contents, clearly parts of her husband, vomiting all over Dawkins. The one thing we haven't answered is exactly what the hell's wrong with Dawkins. But so far, you are not convincing me that this was anything other than a mistake on your part, which is how it's been written up so far.
You have a corroborating witness, per your own words.
I have a shared delusion, is what I have.
A shared delusion? How is that even possible?
Without footage, without Dawkins to corroborate, without something other than, this is basically a delinquent in a recovery program, right? Keep him off the streets kind of thing.
I don't know anything about him.
Right, exactly. So you're asking me to put a lot of stock in what he has to say.
No, I'm asking you to put stock in someone that the police force put in a car with me.
Your statement said that Phillips was filming this entire thing on his phone. There was nothing on his phone. Just some basic history. Call tracking says it was with him the entire time. So, fine. Get the footage. You want to clear your name and have this be anything other than bullshit? Get the footage. Go see this.
I would like the footage. My body camera was apparently damaged during that prank that Dawkins played on me earlier. His body camera should have been running when she attacked. What happened to the footage from before she started spewing all over him?
The footage that was on his body camera absolutely shows her getting up out of the chair and charging toward him. All 73 pounds of her. I'm not disputing that.
Does it not demonstrate that he tried to fight her off and could not? Bill Dawkins, who is significantly larger than I am.
It was shortly after she grappled with him that the vomiting began. So, yes, it shows him jumping on her, and obviously Dawkins was trying not to harm her. Obviously, he could have thrown her off of him, but to what end, Sullivan?
I'm sure the audio will explain a little bit more.
It was garbled.
His cries for help.
Yes, it was a garbled mess. He was crying for help, but to what end? You could have pulled her off of him.
I tried to pull her off of him.
Well, we need another camera angle, and unfortunately she doesn't have one of those ADT security systems. Link in the description below. So, we need to get a hold of the actual footage. We need a clear understanding of what's happened. We need toxicology and forensics results back from the pathologist. Get this shit.
Surely you don't want me involved with a pathologist in my own case.
No. Pathologist attempts the autopsy, freaks the fuck out, has a heart attack or something. Loses his mind. What? Yeah. They've assigned someone from I'm trying to remember where the hell he was from, Providence, I guess. They've assigned someone to Providence to come mop up the mess. When we get test results back, we'll understand what was going on. Surely there's got to be something that would back up your story. We've got some loose ends. We've got some people poking around and asking questions. I had a fucking military guy in here asking me all sorts of questions about the scene. It's a mess.
Listen, I know this is difficult to swallow, and I know that it's unbelievable. And I don't understand it either. I don't understand it either. And I know that you have to go through this process. I know that you have to do these things. I support that. I support due process. I support checks and balances. I support all of this. But you kind of try and believe me. I'm not making it up. I'm not crazy. I wasn't temporarily insane. This is how it happened.
My career is not based on belief. My career is based on facts. Hard, cold facts. And what I have right now is a fucking fever dream. It's a fever dream, Sullivan.
A fever dream shared by 3 people. How is that possible? Again, explain to me how that's possible.
I'm not sure exactly what you want me to say. What I can tell you is what's not possible. What doesn't make any sense.
What's not possible is a fever dream that's shared by 3 people. Mass hallucination that's shared. It's not possible.
If Sergeant Dawkins could talk, then perhaps he could back you up. But unfortunately, he's indisposed at a fucking sanitarium. Because he's...
And you surely you don't think that my tasing an old lady put him in a sanitarium.
Give me an influence other role, please.
I hate you, Jason.
I know you do. It's my job to make you.
Where is influence there?
Success with complications. So, Yeah, okay. So he stops for a minute. You know, I think the world of you and your family. You meant a lot to me. You meant a lot to most of the folks around here. And yeah, I get it. You tried hard in the academy, you crushed it, and you came back to serve Bellridge, of all places. Could have gone anywhere, maybe you should have. But shit's going on here. I don't know how to add up. If one detail doesn't add up, I don't have a complete story. What I can tell you is the next step here is you're on suspension with pay until I get a little bit more information. So at least you won't be out on the street. Your next stop is going to be at a psychologist's office for a psychological profile. As you can imagine, we have our doubts in this arena. City's going to get you a lawyer, and we're going to figure this shit out. And he kind of leans in.
The union's going to give me a lawyer.
Lowers his voice, and you got to give me something.
I'll do my best, man.
Wow. You do that.
I know you got to do what you got to do. And what I got to do right now is change the subject. I need to know about Dawkins. I was so scared. And here she burst into tears. I was so scared. My last memory of Monday night was him fading and me pounding on his chest and trying to get him to respond. Is he physically okay?
His health records came back clean. That's what's surprising. We thought he could have had a heart attack. That would have made sense and then lined up with some of the things that you said. Best assessment, Carter, is that he had some sort of psychotic break. His behavior ever since the event has not been normal. He was all but catatonic for the first however many hours, and then the reports say he declines after that to the point where he became violent, and he was transported off-site, just out of town, about 20 minutes up the road. He's sick. Whatever it is that happened made him sick. You don't need to wear that on your shoulder, though. That's not your burden. You gotta figure something out, or you're gonna go down for this. As sure as I'm sitting here. Maybe your new acquaintance has got something for you. Maybe. I mean, you scored pretty high in your investigation department, you know? Maybe you can... Maybe you could pay Dawkins a visit. Maybe he'll respond to you.
Can I see him? Am I allowed to see him?
I don't know. You could try. First thing you need to do, though, is get that psych profile going. If you can get that done today, that'd be amazing. I can get you in. If not, first thing in the morning.
I'm going to do a keep it together here.
Okay. I like it when they roll themselves. That's nice. Success with complications.
God damn it.
So you become angry? It's not, oh, guys, I'm sorry. It should be. That's weird. Yes, it is.
What?
Yeah, it's showing the rolls. See?
I can't see it.
Andy, do you see it? I'm looking at the rolls in the stream. They're just long. Leave me alone. Sorry. There, Andy. She rolled an 11.
It says 11.
Yeah, she rolled an 11. Yeah, she's just got big rolls. Okay. Anyway, so tell me, success with complications. What were you rolling for? How are you trying to keep it together?
I was trying to figure out whether I whether I thought I was in a good place to see the counselor today.
Oh, I see. Well, so you can choose one of these. You're going to become angry with that situation, sad, scared, guilt-ridden, obsessed. in whatever caused the condition. I mean, obviously, I think you're probably already there, distracted. What are you thinking? So should I get you in for today or no?
Obsessed. Yeah, let's go with obsessed. And yeah, I want to move forward. I'm going to become obsessed about getting through this and getting the next step. My next thing is I want to see Dawkins.
So as you're talking and you're leaning forward and seeming kind of like it's almost like you're overly trying to convince him that you're ready. He's reaching into his drawer and he pulls out this ivory colored card with some small print on it. It's obviously a business card. Here you go. So Bell Ridge doesn't really have a internal psychologist. She's contracted with the city. So her name's Sharon Anderson. Understand she's real good. Whatever it is that you got haunting you here, best you talk about it. So, when I first joined the force, I had to put a bullet in boy's head, selling drugs, and I came up on them, and there was a couple of them, and well, the one cut and run, took the bag of drugs with him. He's a smart one. The other one, well, he bowed up, and he reached back, and oh shit, I thought he was going for a gun, and I put a bullet right in that boy's face. I still see that three-eyed son of a bitch. You got to let your ghost go. I'll make the phone call. I'll send you a text and let you know when you can get in. Until then, I'm going to go ahead and ask that you clean any of your belongings out of your locker. We've obviously searched it to make sure that none of the city property's there, so whatever's left is yours to take.
All that's in there is a coffee mug. I was only on the job one day.
Whoa. What's the coffee mug say? There we go. Sorry.
Says Daddy's little cop.
Oh, nice. There's, and it occurs to you that there's a stability bonus. I'm going to give you, just for that memory, I'm going to give you 2 points of stability in your back pocket. So when you start going downhill, you can use those. Okay. So when next we see Carter, you've left the police department. Bell Ridge seems even smaller than it ever has. You are driving along, finishing what's left of your coffee. Drive past that park where the prank was played. It's not too long before that text comes in. Says, head on in. She'll make time for you. Your heart picks up a little bit.
A little knot in my stomach. I should have eaten my donut. Do I know the address? Do I have to?
It's on the card.
Where this is, or do I have to?
It's on the business card. She gave it.
But,
it's on. The
am I familiar with this, or is it like?
Yeah. It's it's just on the outside of town. You're guessing it's kind of just on the edge of the nicer residential area. It's probably like a home office kind of thing. You also would know that a couple facts, the autopsy you think is supposed to be handled at the Kent County Coroner, and Butler Hospital is where Dawkins is being held. So those two things for you. What do you do?
What was the hospital?
Butler Hospital.
Butler. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. It's a lovely place.
Go in now.
So you make your way across town, and surely you get to a point where even the mailboxes are nice. these nice little brick arches. And, this one in particular has a little flower bed around it. Just kind of like fake the way you feel. Flowers seem plastic, even though they're obviously not. You can get out of your car. What do you drive, by the way?
Honda Civic.
Nice. So you get out, close the door. There's a Lexus parked in the drive and another smaller car, like an MG, like a little tiny thing. Yeah, Honda.
He like that car. He wouldn't have fit in that car, but he'd have liked that car.
Yeah. So you walk past it. It's a cherry red and obviously just detailed. Nice leather, original leather seats. Or Naugahyde or something. You make your way to the door, and there, of course, on a brass plate is basically it proclaims her professional name here. Let's say which is God, Sharon Anderson, and all of her credentials, and there are many. So there's a buzzer there in that brass plaque. There's a buzzer indicating that maybe there's a separate.
I buzz it.
So you push it, and you're waiting to hear like one of those multi-stage doorbells or something that one of these nice houses would have, right? It's a couple stories, kind of sprawls off to the right. The door that you're standing at is almost like a small door between. It's not the grand front entrance, but a small door between the slightly detached garage and maybe an office or something. So the door opens. And she's in your journal. But here, let me make a couple adjustments. Roll20 is no longer letting you move the ribbon by grabbing the ribbon. What are you seeing? Yeah, there we go. You see the office, I guess?
I do.
Yeah. So it's all these muted colors. And I know that iPad's in the way, guys, so this should be better. It's all these muted colors and just very quiet music playing. You can almost sort of not hear it. It's soothing. It smells like some kind of potpourri or candle or something, but you can't see where it is. Maybe there's a basket in the fireplace. Maybe that's where it's coming from. Sharon, and let me drag her, please, for everyone else to get a look at this. Uh-oh. I just put her on the police department map. Remind me of that when we go back, Tara. Please. Get Sharon out of the police department. So she has this kind of indifference about her, Carter. It's calming, and kind, but wary. You start to get very nervous. You're reflecting on what you said earlier about not knowing what the truth really was, and though you were able to lean forward and really tell the captain what you thought the truth was, what if she sees something in you that you don't? What do you do? Please, Carter. It's good to meet you. She extends her hand. Have a seat.
I shake her hands half-heartedly. I'm gonna be sitting. Oops, wrong one. It's not letting me move it.
I can fix that. I have the technology. Roll20 always does this to me. I mean, we have such a long list of characters. Carter. Cool. You should be able to move,
I'm going to sit right here, and I'm scooching myself as far back into this couch as this couch will let me, and I have picked up the biggest pillow that is on this couch, and I am holding it in front of me.
Okay.
I have chosen this corner because it feels like the left-hand arm of the couch shields me a little bit.
Yeah. So it's funny that pillow at first feels like this bastion, right? Like this thick wall, cozy, and very soon you feel your hands kind of starting to sweat. She's sitting there across from you. She seats herself and picks up her notepad. She doesn't have anything to drink around or anything. Everything in this room feels fake. It's set up to look this way. No one lives this way. So,
it's an office.
So
my process here is that I had to study some human psych in cop school, the academy, and I recognize that this is meant to be mildly warm, comfortable, but neutral, calming, not provide any stimulation.
So the purpose of your visit is to, of course, understand how the events the other night have affected you. I will be asking you questions that could bring up some difficult memories. If at any time you feel unsafe or need to slow down, I will understand. I didn't get all of the details, but I do understand there was it's quite a tragic night. Anyone would be affected by that. So the first thing I'll ask you is, I smell alcohol, probably coming from your pores. Have you been drinking heavily since the incident?
The incident was late evening 2 nights ago, and last night after my suspension hearing, yes, I did go home. I'm not a drinker, but I did go home last night and drink
I understand.
quite heavily.
Okay. Well, noted, she says. I would highly recommend that you avoid substances before coming to formal proceedings like this, but I understand. So we'll note that she cracks a slight grin. You had a cocktail. All right. Shall we begin?
Of course.
So first of all, we're going to let's talk about you, because the events are not going to change. What we need to focus is on Carter right now, not newspapers and not fanfare, and there's so many questions to answer there. But how have you been sleeping since the incident? She says.
It's only been one actual night since the incident, so like shit.
Mm-hmm. Would you, how would you describe your emotional state? Let's say right now. I mean, you've obviously and admirably gotten yourself together and out of the house, but how would you describe your emotional state?
Shell-shocked? I don't know that I've had enough time to really process. I mean, it was all night Monday before I even got home. I barely slept a couple of hours and woke up, and I started drinking shortly after that and drank until I passed out. And then I got up this morning and sat at my table, had some energy drinks, some Gatorade, showered.
See what you have, obviously have said you've been doing, which is good, but let me ask you a different question. Do you feel your actions on that night were justified?
Yes.
How did it make you feel when you had to engage in the physical altercation?
I was terrified at the time. I don't know if I had any feelings about the altercation itself. I was terrified for the safety of my partner, who was being attacked and who was screaming for help. I physically couldn't pull her off of him, and I went to the next lowest level of force that I had.
So, were you angry because she was, well, engaging in, well, trying to harm a close friend of your family?
No. I was shocked. I thought she was dead. We checked for a pulse. There were obvious signs of decay and putrefaction.
And how did that make you feel?
Horrified, terrified, shocked.
Powerful?
Powerful.
Invincible? Did you
No.
feel like you solved a problem, Officer Sullivan?
No.
She says. Her voice is changing.
No.
When you watched her die before your eyes? A helpless old woman, she says. A church-going woman?
I didn't watch her die.
Oh, yes, you did. Yes, you did. You watched her die. You watched her as she was trying to fuck Sergeant Bill Dawkins, kiddo. Keep it together, please. Is that an 11? Is that what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, nice. Success with complications.
So many complications.
How do you react? I'm saying top couple. So angry, sad, or scared.
Scared.
-1 stability. So you can use one of your points, or you can save them for later. It's up to you.
I'll save them for later.
Okay, save them for later. So you start to get scared, and then there's this moment where suddenly the silence is just like deafening. And, whoops. Ms. Sullivan, are you all right? Do you want to continue?
No, I don't.
Oh, I see.
All right.
How are you feeling right now? Do you feel like you're in a safe place?
No, I'm scared.
I see that. And she's looking at your hand. And you have literally torn the seam of her pillow open, and some of the stuffing is falling out on your legs. You just seem to be somewhere else. If you'd like, we can take a break, or I can certainly suggest to the captain that we do this another time.
You were yelling at me.
I'm sorry?
Of course I'm scared. Who wouldn't be scared when you were yelling at me like that?
Carter, I was not raising my voice. I was sitting there watching you grit your teeth and rock back and forth. I do have surveillance cameras if you'd like. I could show you, but I was not yelling. And this is why we're here. We're here to bring you back. We want Carter back. But you've got to get outside of the past and focus on the future, she says.
You were asking me about the past.
Well, I was asking you about the incident, of course. I asked you if you felt your actions were justified and, well, how you felt about that situation. Obviously, the incident, I'm just going to go by what you said, because I'm here for you. Well, you were defending
You asked me if it felt powerful.
She pauses and she's writing something down. You must have misunderstood. let's try a different tactic, shall we? Obviously, this is your first night on the force. So you've never had to use force against another person, have you? Carter. Tell me about that time. That's why we're
About
here.
Monday? About Monday?
Well, I asked you if you'd ever had to use force before.
And I said no.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't hear you. Internet being what it is and all. Well, when we have to respond violently to someone else, especially in a situation like that, it can create a lot of turmoil inside. Obviously, she was deranged or something, acting against another officer. If I read the report the way it was written from your perspective, you were just trying to be a good cop. So, let's just pick apart what happened that night. What do you think happened that night?
I don't know what I think happened that night.
And we can work through that. What we need to do today is just make sure that you're going to be okay and that you're going to be able to pick this apart. I'm here to get you back out on the street. I'm here to get that badge back on your chest. But first, she says, I want you to tell me about your brother. What happened to him?
Ethan died.
He did, didn't he? He died because of you. They all die because of you, Carter Sullivan. They all die because of you.
Why? Why?
Because you're a whore. She leans forward, this time not switching back, kind of moving forward out of the chair. Her mouth is kind of drooly. She's not nearly as sort of put together as she was before and smiling, but her eyes aren't smiling. Because you're a filthy fucking whore. That's why, Carter Sullivan.
I think I want to go now.
What do? You're pushed back.
I start scooching over to the right, still holding the pillow.
So you scooch to the right. You move kind of almost to the center of the couch. And at this point, the doctor is still standing up, but she's got that different demeanor again, and things are glitchy. Carter, I'm definitely going to have to ask. We're going to have to postpone this, I think. I'm not getting a good feeling. She comes and sits next to you.
I shrink away.
I'm not going to hurt you. That's not what I do. I know you couldn't have imagined an experience like that. Obviously, it's left its mark on you, and maybe it's just too soon for you to consider this. I know the captain is eager to clear you and straighten this mess out, but well, maybe it's best that we just let the legal proceedings go, and well, we can talk about this in a couple of weeks. What do you think? I have a place you could go. You'll be safe there.
No, I'm okay. I'm just gonna go home.
Okay, well, I would ask, are you, well, you're not having any thoughts of self-harm or harming others. You seem most rattled. Are you hearing things, dear? She says.
I don't think I'm hearing things. I don't like the way you were speaking to me.
So the side of her mouth twitches just a couple of times, and you're just waiting for it. But it doesn't come. Well, I understand. I wouldn't want to answer these questions so soon after an event like this myself. I am going to have to ask those questions sooner or later, though, Carter.
I don't know what my brother has to do with this.
Your brother?
You asked me about my brother.
Well, I did, she asks. And what exactly did I say?
You told me it was my fault he died. They all died because of me.
Oh, heavens, you must have misheard me. Please tell me more. Say more. Tell me about this brother of yours. What was his name?
I don't want to talk about Ethan.
Well, we don't have to talk about anything that you don't want to talk about. But it seems like he's fresh on your mind.
I don't want to talk about Ethan with you. Ethan's always on my mind, and I don't want to talk about it with you.
I understand. Who would you like to talk about it with?
I don't particularly need to talk to anyone about it. It was a long time ago, and I don't like the way you're talking to me. I don't feel safe, and I want to leave.
Well, you are absolutely welcome to go at any time. I will have to let the captain know, and that's fine. That's fine. Maybe you're not ready.
You just said that we should do this another time, and I am taking you up on that.
Fair enough. So, to be clear, the notes that I'm going to share with the captain are that there's further conversation necessary before reinstatement. Anything that we've discussed here is of the utmost confidence.
Can I use intuition?
Absolutely. What are you trying to do? Observe a situation?
No, read a person.
Okay.
Why isn't it doing anything?
Maybe have the modifier pop up or something?
Oh, yeah. Everything's overlapping.
Ooh, look at that. So you can see that one. 15. So success. So you can ask
complications.
Me...
With no complications.
I know. So you get to ask 2 questions about the observations you'd like to make about the doctor.
Ask you 2 questions?
Yes. Yeah, so you are trying to observe. I will let you observe 2 things.
Am I hallucinating?
You don't know. You are looking around and you look up at the doctor and you're kind of like, the eyes darting around the room, and you find yourself grounded to this basket that's in the fireplace. Not right now. As sure as you're sitting here.
Okay. How can I get her to write a complimentary report?
You're going to have to fight through whatever the hell this is. She's a doctor, and she does this for a living. She's probably seen worse. So she's finishing up writing her notes. I'm also going to give you a prescription. I sense that you're having high anxiety, and it is completely normal to experience that. So these are a fast acting. They'll take the edge off and allow you to relax. Obviously, don't operate motor vehicles while taking them. And don't, by any means, drink them or take them with alcohol.
Doctor, you should know that I am already taking prescription medications to help me sleep.
I see. Okay. You know that's very dangerous if you're drinking alcohol, she says.
As I said earlier, I normally do not drink alcohol. This was a one-time occasion that I do not plan to repeat.
That's good. That's very good. It's very dangerous. Okay. Well, what I would suggest is that if this is a normal regiment, well, wait a minute. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had any adverse reactions to your sleep medication?
Not that I'm aware of.
Mind me asking which?
Whatever it is,
Yeah, it's Ambien or something like that. I think Ambien was real big in the early 2010s. There have been some recorded side effects of patients who have experienced many sleepwalking. Have you hear voices or feel like maybe you're seeing things that aren't there?
I do not.
Okay. Well, that's good. If you should have those side effects, you will obviously want to stop taking those medications immediately and see a doctor. But yeah, so these should coincide with that well. I wouldn't take them right together. You'll just be incredibly relaxed. But this isn't a mild dosage, just to take the edge off. She gives you the prescription. And I suppose that will be it, if you don't wish to continue the interview. But it's okay.
I'm not opposed to continuing the interview if we can keep our tone civil.
Yes,
and discussion limited to the matter at hand.
Well, I do understand. I did not mean to bring up a subject that was irrelevant, but you brought it up, so I thought it might be on your mind. Let's
respond to that.
How would your colleagues describe you? Obviously, they haven't had much experience with you on the job, but it's on the questionnaire. So let's talk about it. How would they describe you?
I suppose it depends which colleague you ask. Most of them have known me my whole life, or most of it.
Small town, yeah. Well, tell me then, how might they describe you?
Again, it depends on who. If you ask Bill Dawkins, my partner, who was my dad's partner, I think he would describe me as intelligent, committed, lots of potential, follower of the rules, follower of procedure.
You're proud of that assessment. It's good. And, well, what about some of your peers on the force? I mean, you probably grew up together, almost.
I'm the first officer that's been hired in this department for 25 years. I have no peers.
See.
They are all 25 years older than me.
How does that
I'm the first woman
feel?
on the force.
Does that, well, you should be proud of that, I'd guess. Shouldn't you?
I want to be proud of that.
But are you?
Not yet.
Why not?
I haven't even lasted a single day.
Oh. Well, I mean, I guess you could just sleep your way into a few more, couldn't you, Carter? Give me an observe the situation roll, please.
Oh.
Two things that I will give you. The first is that because of your keen awareness and of that basket. As you're looking at her, there's a glitch, and she's smiling suddenly again with that leering look, but it goes away really quick. This might be on you. What if it's on you, Carter? What if all of this is on you? She's pausing as a therapist would, just waiting for your response on a question that you didn't hear her ask. Carter, are you with me?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, I was asking your closest peer, so say some of the other officers, if they could observe your behavior, what do you think they would perceive in that, right? In what would they think of you as in your capacity as a police officer?
If they could see what behavior?
Well, your response in the incident. What I'm trying to determine is, like, what do you think they would have done in that situation? What you've described so far is terrifying for a first night out, isn't it? So,
I don't know. When I do remember Officer Dawkins saying this was the first nighttime call that wasn't a domestic call that he's had in forever. I don't suspect that a lot of my peers have had similar situations to this based on that and my own knowledge of the city and its police force. I think that another officer, maybe not anybody in particular on the force, might have shot her instead of trying a less lethal tactic.
of course, a less lethal tactic on an old woman at that. You tried your best. That had to have been so stressful. And that's it. It's only been 2 days. So we can consider this something that we can put in our past. Are you fit for duty, Officer Sullivan? Are you fit to be a police officer?
Today? No.
Well, certainly not today. I think you understand what I'm asking.
I passed the psych eval. I passed all of the exams. I passed the physical.
Does it make you feel uncomfortable to answer these questions?
Would any sane person feel comfortable being asked these questions?
Who said anything about a sane person, Carter? What we're talking about here is you. You're not a sane person. You're a fuck up. You're a fuck up waste of space. And you killed your brother. He died because of you. He died trying to help you, Carter! She's just fucking screaming at you. Roll to keep it together at -2, please. Ooh, success with complications. Angry, sad, scared, guilt-ridden. I'm ruling out obsessed.
Angry.
Okay, angry. Tell me, how does Carter react? You want to take another stability point as well?
You.
It's a -2.
Where do I have to do that on here somewhere?
No, just you can. I got it in my head. You're at -2 right now. There's like on the second sheet, there's a tracker, but let's just move on. I got it in my head if I need it.
Okay, I'll figure that out another
Yeah,
time.
that's okay.
Oh, I see. I'm angry. You said that we would keep this civil.
I
That was
said
the
no
agreement.
such thing. I told you I would help you find the truth, and that's what I'm doing, you little bitch. Her breath smells like rotten teeth and dentures that have been soaked in coffee for too long. She's in your face. What do you do, Carter?
I back up I slide to where I'm behind the couch. Where's the door?
So the door is basically here in the south. And Stream asked that earlier, but it's there, guys. It's a doorway which leads. If you go straight past that sort of table, you can haul ass out. And can't make her go away.
I'm not feeling very well. You promised that you would be civil, and you are not being civil, and now I am leaving.
Oh, poor Carter's sad because the doctor doesn't keep her promises. Poor Carter's sad. Poor Carter's sad because she killed her brother. He ran into a tree and his fucking head was found outside the car. Carter!
I already know this.
What do you do? What do you do?
I leave.
You turn. So she is in your way, as far as you can tell. You kind of are coming over the back of the couch. And actually, let me get my little movie thing here. So you kind of were at the back of the table there. She kind of came around as she was saying this and kind of getting closer and closer in your face, just begging you to strike her, like inches away from your face. You get to the door and you turn back. What you see is the doctor standing here on her cell phone. What do you do?
I walk out.
You walk out. So you turn, you kind of open the door. You're obviously shaken. You see your vehicle there. You see the cherry red MG. What do you do?
I get in my car and I slam the door.
Remember what I said earlier about your disadvantage? And yeah. So you slam the door. And what's the first thing that your hands do when you shut that door?
I probably punch the steering wheel.
Yeah, you punch the steering wheel. You're just so angry, and there's one comfort. There's that one comfort, and you know that'll take the edge off. 10, 15 minutes in, and you'll be at least chill. Those pills.
And I put them in my pocket. So you
choke them down. You have your coffee, which probably now is cooled. Heartbeat racing. You're looking, and you can see the blinds that cover the kind of glass in the door, or the sheer is what I mean to say. Pulled aside. There's obviously somebody watching. See yourself in the mirror. What are you thinking? What do you do? Do you leave? Where do you go?
I flip her off.
You do? Nice. So
Yeah.
you just
Double salute.
Yeah. Start your car, pull out of the driveway, leave the therapist's office behind. You hear zzz, zzz, as you're driving along. Glance down, you can see there's a message from the captain there. I'm going to assume you've got preview on to make it easy so you don't have to. Basically, it says, "It's okay. Breathe. We'll try again. Get me something to chew on. I'm all out of donuts." Where do you go?
I'm angry and scared. So I'm going to drive around for a little while.
Okay.
Go out in the country, somewhere where there's lots of twisty, turny roads. Not dangerously twisty, turny, but back out, in the farms and in the woods and, just out.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of country roads in between here and Butler Hospital. There's a lot of country roads that you can get to between here and the trailer park, although you're in no condition to go out there. Starting to feel really relaxed after a short amount of time, and muted music on the radio. Probably fiddling with your phone.
Not while I'm driving.
Oh, nice. You're nice and safe, huh? Okay. I dig it. Where do you go? You're alone out here.
There's some lookout spot that's scenic. It's during the day, so there won't be anybody out there.
Okay.
And I look there, turn the car off, pocket my keys.
So you walk up there, and what memories do you have of this place? You used to come here when you were a kid, but there's something since then, isn't there? There's another reason you come up.
Maybe.
Yeah. What is it?
It's my getaway place. Nobody's up here during the day.
Especially not when all the other kids are in school, huh?
I would never play hooky.
Yeah, of course not. Not even with the gym teacher's son. And he wasn't a creepy coach either, so don't say it in chat. So you get up here, and there's an overlook spot, just kind of a trail that leads away from where it's sensible to park. Kind of rooty and rocky, some nice grass. Trees that overhang enough that from the elsewhere you can't really tell who's up here. But from up there, you can see exactly what's going on, just what you need. What are you hoping to find up here? There's those initials on that rock. Kind of weathering with time now. What else?
A little further up, there's a tree. Ethan's initials are on that.
When did you put them there?
I didn't put them in. Ethan put them in.
Were you there
He
with
showed
him?
me once.
Was he super proud of those things, right? Like kids get. Like, look at me, I carved my initials. And hard to believe that that's one of the few things you have left to remember him by. Let me ask you something, though. That question stuck in your head. Did you kill him? Is it your fault?
I didn't kill him. I was 10.
Why was he trying to protect you? Why did he feel like he needed to get you out in such a hurry? Why was he hurt? Why was he bleeding? He didn't do that on his own. He was
bleeding when he came back to the cabin.
Yeah. But he was a good kid. Good kids don't get all bloodied up on their own. He was a protective brother. Carter, he was a really protective brother. And all you can remember is a sense of urgency in his eyes when he grabbed your arm and he said, "We've got to go." What happened? Is that what broke you? Is that why you can't be a good cop?
You can be a good cop.
If you're lucky.
Any of us are lucky.
What do you think he'd do other than try to scoop you up and get you out of this situation?
Probably something dumb.
How'd that usually work out for him, though? Doing dumb things. Like if you were Ethan, right? And the dumb thing you decided to do is you don't remember the face, but you remember the hands. If he was trying to stop him from touching you again, and it all went wrong, he'd probably think it was worth it, wouldn't he? Because that's the kind of kid he was.
He's a big brother. Did what big brothers do.
So maybe if you were to do something dumb, sort this shit out, maybe you could be half the kid he was. What do you think? Or are you just being too hard on yourself?
Why do you think I became a cop?
That's not my question to answer.
You don't think this is about my dad's legacy, do you? What everybody thinks.
Or is it's about you trying to get back at the guilt? It's about you trying to let those memories go. They're going to follow you where the fuck you go. It doesn't matter how many stupid traffic citations you hand out, does it?
Yeah.
But there's something here, you know?
It's about access.
Yeah.
I need to know what happened the night that Ethan died. Dad would never really talk about it. They sent me to a counselor then, too. She didn't scream at me. But it didn't help.
How did he die? Have you made up a story in your head, as people will?
I don't know how he died.
Oh, you remember.
That's why I'm here.
It was something. When in moments like this, you sit quietly by yourself and you're medicated enough that you don't want to run from the memory you remember. You remember him going through that windshield. He was trying to keep the fucking truck on the road, but he was bleeding. There's something. What was it? A knife, Carter? Was it a bullet? You just remember he came and he grabbed you. And in that hazy,
his arms were all bloody.
Yeah.
They went outside. He and Caleb went outside. We were at the cabin. Do you know the cabin? The one my dad and his buddies used. They would go up there to go fishing and hunting, and we were having a sleepover.
Yeah.
Caleb and Ethan and me and Maya. Caleb was 16. He had his license, took Dad's truck. Dad was gonna come up later in the car. We were there doing stupid kid stuff. We made a fire in the fire pit and we made s'mores like we'd never had s'mores before. And we told ghost stories.
You can remember how stupid Ethan sounded trying to tell his ghost story with his mouth packed full of s'mores.
Trying to scare us with those old Spanish stories.
Yeah.
Chupacabra.
And that was scary to you until one of the other girls knew what it meant. And then it became a joke. Goat sucker. And then it became a nickname, Goat Sucker. Ethan, the goat sucker. Everyone was a goat sucker until, Dad heard it. God, that was what the days, weren't they? Did you feel different then?
Sure.
Yeah.
Felt like a kid.
Yeah.
Felt like hope, like I had my dad and I had Ethan, I had my grandma.
You had everything.
Came to live with us after Mom left.
What about Mom? I mean, that hurts, but not like anything that's happened since, right?
No, I was only like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I But that's one of the truths that I'm trying to get to. Nobody would ever really talk about it. My dad just said, sometimes people need to make hard decisions, and she made one. What does that mean?
Well,
Ethan always said she couldn't hack being a cop's wife.
do you think Ethan learned something about making hard decisions from her, though? Maybe putting himself aside and making crazy decisions, his feelings aside, his fears. Maybe he got that from your mom. He didn't mean to run out on you, did he?
No.
I mean, if he hadn't have... He was driving erratically, and you remember it, Carter. You keep getting drawn back into it, and you remember the headlights on the tall grass at night, just kind of creating this really weird dancing pattern as the truck hit the hard earth, and then the soft shoulder, and then that tree, and you can just remember what was left of his head. Some shred of the bottom jaw still yapping, and the rest of it... You just remember you didn't even have the strength to scream after your head hit the dash. If he hadn't pulled off the road, Carter, he may have lived. Maybe. So answer this question again. Was it really your fault or not?
I was 10. I was in the back seat. I was the only one wearing a seatbelt. If I hadn't, maybe I'd have died with them.
It's hard to think about. Such pretty little girls. No one's really pretty in the end, as we saw, right? But I think you get it. It's really not your fault. And those ghosts may never leave you. You may wish they weren't there. Even Mildred's walking next to you for a reason now. You just have to find that reason. Carter, there's this moment where you swear, you fucking swear that you smell this fucking vanilla and rum, is it? Oh, fucking hell. And then things get staticky, and you are in that goddamn therapist's office. You are sitting on that fucking couch, and this woman is sitting there talking to you like nothing is happening. She's smiling. I think we're going to make a lot of progress. To be honest, I'm surprised that you haven't sought help sooner. You have a lot of things to talk about. So what I'm going to recommend is that we meet weekly, and that we try to work through some of your other trauma, because I think ultimately if you can shoulder that burden, you'll be able to face challenges like this a little easier. I still can't recommend that you're reinstated, not yet, but I think we can get there. How do you feel, Carter?
Confused. A little lost.
Okay. That's understandable. It's been a pleasure talking to you, though. I mean, I'm so happy that you opened up with me so quickly. That just shows how ready you are to heal.
Okay.
She finishes her paperwork. So you mentioned that you were on some sleep medication. I would suggest that maybe you taper that back just a little, because sometimes medicated sleep can, maybe sometimes it's okay if you're, right, able to just kind of sleep short periods of quality sleep. If you feel like you're unable to sleep, certainly take your pills. But let's reduce the dose to half a pill. Maybe just enough to take the edge off. Other than that, I'm not going to recommend any other medication unless you feel that these waves of anxiety that you're having, these notions are too strong. I could provide something, a mild sedative perhaps.
No, thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to give you some departing instructions, a follow-up, of course. I think it would be best if we have a session with the captain. But honestly, I really regret that this happened to you. You have such a passion for what you do, and I'm sure you'll get there. But take one day at a time. I'm going to recommend that you just relax. I understand that there are some heavy legal proceedings going on. I'm going to give you my cell phone number here on the back of this card. If anything comes up, I want you to call me right away. I'll be an ear and a shoulder. I will be there at your house if I need to be, because we're going to help you get through this, okay?
Okay.
So she tidily kind of folds this information up. She's got a practiced hand at that. All right. Well, and you notice also that there's a clock there. It's exactly an hour after you arrived.
Okay.
She takes you out to the door, kind of walks with you, and she kind of raises her hand in a comforting way. She doesn't touch you, though. She's very cautious not to do that. Just kind of like more of a comforting body language kind of thing that she does. And I don't know if you're the praying sort, but I will certainly be praying for you, and we'll find the truth behind all of this. Just focus on getting better. She smiles. The malice isn't in her eyes, Carter, but that smile, it still grates at you. She called you a whore. It's hard not to... What do you do?
I just want to get away from her.
you throw two middle fingers up again real quick. So you leave. You go back out to your car. You realize something. And you check your pocket, and the pills are still there. Fuck. What do you do?
Well, I'm not going to take them after all of that. Do I have a slip of paper with that Ativan prescription?
No. Well, you dig through the stuff that she just gave you. Your recollection is, I'm thinking in the huff that you were in when you got in the car and gave her the finger the first time. Mm-hmm. You probably threw the prescription in the passenger seat. I do that when I leave the doctor all the time. Just vacuum it out later. But it's not there. Your coffee's there. Still about the same amount as it was when you checked it when you got in there before. Same temperature as you got there before. What in the actual fuck is going on? She's looking out the window again, pulling the shear aside, and she waves. And then she doesn't linger. She just lets the shear go. You see her disappear into the office.
I'm not flipping her off this time. I'm way too discombobulated. I am gonna go drive again.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the lookout.
You do.
And I'm gonna go find Evan's initials.
You find them there.
And I run my fingers over them.
They're still there. Have you ever freshened them up, Carter? Or are they just that deep?
They're just that deep. He had his pocket knife that he'd gotten for his birthday, and he was so happy to use it. He overdid it, of course. He told me how they would change in time. Showed me somebody else's initials from a long time ago. Showed me Dad's. dad marked these when he was a teenager. Came up here with a girl. Probably mom. So I go up there every so often, see how the initials have changed, how much of the bark has grown over, filled in. See if anybody's new initials are there.
The funny thing is there's so few. Nothing can compete with that story. Every once in a while, one or another will come up, but they're half-ass. Nobody's willing to sit there and dig that deep. You miss him so much, Carter. Every time you see those initials. But there's something different this time. It's like he's here with you. He's not on that roadside. He's here.
Close my eyes and keep touching the tree. And I just give in to the moment and I just let it be. Let myself not be alone.
You do. And it's like all this energy and tears and just despair, but hope underneath somehow. And you know that there's an answer in this somewhere. You don't know how and you don't know what you're facing and what the fuck this is all about, but you know at least that you might have taken a step away from this. You know, we've got Dawkins is sick. This Quentin guy that apparently for whatever reason didn't want to turn over the footage he got, but there's hope there. You're like, wait, if I could just get that, and then what about all this medical stuff? Maybe the autopsy. Maybe you're sick. Maybe this is a disease. But you have hope. It's more than you can say for a lot of people. What do you do?
I drive to Quentin's. I need to go see Dawkins. And I don't think I can do that alone.
Yeah.
I'm feeling so rattled and I need an anchor. Don't really have anybody. He was there. He's the closest thing to truth that I can get. And it sounds like he saw the same events that I did. So I want to talk to him, ascertain my perspective, whether I am misremembering anything, starting to doubt. And I know he cares about Uncle Bill. So I know that I suspect that he will go with me to the hospital.
Let's hope so. So you're driving along, thinking about what you're going to say to him. If the two of you remember the same thing, this is going to be one hell of an awkward reunion. What's he gone through? Is he hiding? What's this? What has he heard from the outside? How the hell did he not get detained if they believe that he's hiding footage? All these things. And you notice in your side view mirror and then in the rear view, out here on this nowhere road, the glint of chrome and black paint in the distance. Just close enough. Probably a GMC, great big SUV sort of thing. What do you do?
Is it following me? What is it?
Let's have an observe the situation roll, shall we? Nice. Success with complications. I love those. So you can ask one question, and depending on how you act on that, you may get a bonus to rolls going forward. But what are you trying to observe if they're following you? So your training says flatten your speed.
Right.
Right.
Flatten. Yeah. flatten my speed, go well below the speed limit, see if they go around.
Yeah, so it does get closer. You'd think that could just be reaction time. Like the driver takes a moment or two to notice that you've slowed down. Well, there's a turn coming up. It's a left turn. It goes out past some farmlands and loops back around through some residential areas. And you know this area well enough. You could try to lose them if you want. Or maybe you're just paranoid again.
I'm just going to maintain course.
Yeah.
Go to the trailer park.
You come into the main county road. And you take your left turn. You remember it was way out there in the sticks, right? Kind of further out than you are now even.
Mm-hmm.
It absolutely turns left, which is odd. I mean, there's not much else out there, to be honest. The old mill, remember? And in the daylight, it's an eyesore. Just, it looks like a big rust pile. Do you speed up? Do you maintain, like you just kind of keep
go
going?
Back to the speed limit.
Okay. 55, 56, call it.
Hmm.
It follows. Just in the back. Your eyes are playing tricks on you. There's something weird about just you can see you got the limo tent all around, except in the front, there's just that kind of little bit of transparency, and you can see the shapes, and it's just fucking with your brain. It's probably nothing.
What shapes am I seeing?
The eyes are dark. They're really dark. Parker, your hands are starting to sweat. They're dark, and they remind you of. You got this. You got this. It's okay. What do? Obviously, Mildred's not driving a fucking SUV in the middle of nowhere. Are we crazy? Fuck.
I'm just gonna focus on the task at hand, which is getting to the trailer park.
Roll, keep it together. Oh, nice. So yeah, you do. You maintain your speed. You want to just punch it and see what this Civic can do. Well, you know what it can do. You want to show them what it can do. But you maintain your course. Why would anybody be following you out here? And the test will be that left turn, because there's nothing else but the trailer park up in that kind of little holler, if you will. Dirt road. Do you signal? How do you make that turn? You just kind of plow into the turn? Do you kind of go leisurely?
How far back is he?
As you slow to turn, he's coming up on you close enough. He's not going to ram you or anything horrible, but...
Then I signal. I'm a rule follower, remember?
Yep, sure. Don't want to get a ticket. You pull off the road.
Yeah, what if it's an unmarked car?
Yeah. You remember the jostle from that night as well, when you were going to pick Quentin up. Damn it, that night. Why did it have to be that night? You pull off in your side view mirror. You catch the glimpse of this SUV kind of cruising by, and looking out the window is a guy in aviators.
Okay, well, I don't want to use an advantage here. I want to use instincts. Can I do that?
Yeah. Let's. What are you going to use instincts for?
I'm going to observe a situation and act on your answers, which will give me a +2. Or, hold on. Can I use crime scene investigator? That's a rollable.
I don't think so. I think that's fairly specific. Give me why. Give me what are you trying to pick out that crime scene training would get you?
I'm looking for details. Are these? Did he look like a cop?
Give me an observe the situation, and since you did act on our previous roll, go ahead and give yourself a +1. Oh, okay. Well, you don't know, cop. I mean, it's just a fleeting thing, and it's just kind of, it's it's hard to see. The windows aren't blackout tinted, right? They're really dark, but it's a guy in aviators and a suit. The only thing you do notice, because you're just trained for it, it's unmarked. As you're kind of pulling off and it goes by, you get just enough of a glimpse of the kind of tail through the passenger window, right? Because you're turning left and kind of look that way. There's no tag.
Noted. Okay. Okay. I proceed into the trailer park. Trying to find Quentin's.
So you know the trailer, although it's a lot easier to find by day.
Yeah.
Right, it's that little tiny thing with the satellite dish on top. You don't remember him having a car. You don't remember if there was a car out here or not. So as you pull up, it's there, the trailer. Not a whole lot of activity around. There's a guy mowing his lawn with looks like maybe one of those plug-in electric mowers, just this tiny little patches of grass. That's about all. There's 8 trailers kind of spread out among this area, across this area rather. You go to the door.
Yeah, I stand next to my car for a hot second, taking in the surroundings. Notices there's no car. What's the weather? It's October 7th, you said.
Yep, and it's not warm. It's probably 45 right about now. Low tonight's supposed to be maybe down in the high 30s.
Okay. So I look around. Is the yard well kept? Is it littered with trash?
Oh no, yeah, it's overgrown. It's not littered. You think Aunt Bebe would probably lose her mind based on Quentin's description of her. It shows all the care though of someone who is suffering from Alzheimer's, right? And Quentin's lazy when it comes to that stuff. Obviously, he helps out. Maybe he kind of small talk told you that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, out front on the front porch, there's a kind of a sagging folding chair there. There's a little plastic side table, one of the ones with the plug-in legs, and a big old ashtray with a giant cigar, half smoked. There's tabloids under a big heavy mason jar, which you don't know what was in it, but now it looks more like gunk, but it's holding the tabloids down for later reading.
I go up and I don't step up the steps. I just reach up and knock on the door.
Yeah. You pop, pop, pop. The doors to these things are so thin, it rattles, right? Tack, 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 tack. And you hear, "Who is it?" Like very muffled.
It's Carter Sullivan.
Carter, who?
Carter Sullivan. I'm looking for Quentin. Is he here?
Bitch, hang on.
You hear, and there's some shuffling. You can hear the muffled sounds of TV, which if you can hear it that well, it's probably very loud. The door opens and you can hear Wheel of Fortune blasting, right? As the barrier of the door kind of, opens. Even as thin as it was still helping diffuse the sound. So you see Aunt Bebe there. She's beautiful. She is sort of a rotund woman. She's got a head full of curlers. They're all different colors. You notice it looks like she ran out of one size, and so she's kind of got a smaller size set in one side. She's going to look like something for church. She's got makeup on, looking pretty for an older lady. Bedroom slippers, the moo-moo. She smells really good as the door opens. She's chewing gum. I should eat some gum. That'd be delicious. Baby, who you say your name was?
My name is Carter. Mm-hmm. Carter Sullivan.
And What you want with Quinn? Y'all seen each other? She smiles and gives you a little waggle of her eyebrows.
No, ma'am. He's doing some work for the police station. I wanted to talk to him about it.
Well, he's out for the evening. Yeah, he was working for the police. I'm so proud of that boy. So proud of that boy. I told him, though, if he starts something, I will kick his ass. But no, he left a while ago, said he had some errands to run, but he'll be back later. You want something to eat? You look hungry. She looks in. Baby, what happened to your eye? Somebody hit you?
There was an incident on a call the other night. I'm okay, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your concern.
I hope the other one looks worse. He in jail?
Ma'am, if I leave my phone number, will you a message for Quentin? Would you mind giving it to him?
I'll do whatever you need me to do, sweetheart. You sure don't want some lemonade? Oh, I got some apple pie. I will get you a slice of apple pie. Fatten your ass up. You're too skinny anyway. That's why you get beat up. She laughs. Come on in, baby. We write it down on a notepad. She just turns and leaves the door standing open. Waddles in, kind of looks around.
I sigh, and I don't know why I'm going to do it, but I do know why. She's the first person that's demonstrated any kindness really towards me today or since Monday. And so I'm going to follow her into the trailer, and I'm going to accept whatever she offers me.
She goes in, and Carter, it must be the generation. Your mom, well, in her, before things got weird, your grandmother, just the hospitality, but this is different, right? This is next level. She just, let me clear you off a seat, and we're going to get you some apple pie. You eat ice cream, don't you? Wait a minute, vanilla. You look like vanilla. You smile a little bit, and she kind of...
Unless you've got strawberry.
Don't have no... I used to have that neoprene Neapolitan, but... Because you never get just one flavor at a time. You always get a little too much of the other. I just don't like. We're going to get you some vanilla. I have chocolate syrup, and this is the best apple. You're going to love it.
Ooh.
So she goes and she creates this bowl of a proper bowl of ice cream, right? Kind of with the pie underneath it, and brings it over. She just
warm the pie in the microwave first.
It's warm. It just is like that here.
Oh.
It must have been fresh. And so there you are, fresh, warm apple pie, not too hot to the point where the jelly is just like slop. And she watches you take the first bite, and she anticipates. She says, So tell me, what you think? Is it any more vanilla, or is it good?
What do I think?
It literally is the best pie you've ever had. In fact, you would know, fun fact, that her recipe has won several awards and is actually featured at the diner. It's good shit. You eat it and just somehow feel much better. This isn't obviously better, but you're going to gain 2 stability from that. So you'll be at, I guess, 0, right?
I haven't used mine yet, so I'm...
Yep. You had 2 you have 2 in your pocket that you can use to recover.
Right.
So that's bonuses. And then...
Okay, so I have 2 bonuses, and now I'm back to 0.
Yeah, you're back to 0, exactly.
I tell her that it is a pleasure. It's God, this is even better fresh. This is even better fresh. Of course, I know that you're renowned for your pies, and I've had it many times at the diner. It was my dad's favorite. Oh. Did you know my dad?
Honey, wow. Oh, Officer Sully. That was she.
Yeah, that was my dad.
You that little blonde-haired girl. Oh, your hair's kind of reddish.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm glad you like it. What's troubling you, honey?
I was having a rough time.
Maybe you should consider coming to church. The Lord heals. I can see you don't want to hear it, so I'm not going to give you any kind of sermon. But you know what? I tell Q this all the time. Whether you like it or not, you got two shadows. One of them's a devil. That's the dark one. And the other one, that's an angel. That's the one that's hard to see sometimes, even in the bright daylight. It's gonna be okay, sweetheart. Quinn be home soon enough, and the sumbitch gonna clean his room, and then you could go do whatever police work you want. But in the meanwhile, let's just watch us some Wheel of Fortune. And here's where we're gonna end the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Dark Ledger.